Now, using lots of lists and groups is one way of organizing your reminders. However, if you start throwing tags into the mix, you've got yet more flexibility available to you, especially when it comes to implementing smart lists. Now, I've added a few tags in here to start us off, and tags are shown in this section of the sidebar at the bottom. So you can assign multiple tags to reminders, and we'll take a look through some potential strategies for tagging shortly. But clicking on a tag here, or all tags, as you can see, filters your view to only show you items with those particular tags assigned. So if there are any reminders that don't have tags assigned, for example, they're not going to be shown in this particular view. Then this tag here, which I lovingly call Death List, is a real one that I have whereby anything that's been delegated to me by Kelly kind of comes in here. This is like the super mega high priority tag that takes precedence over anything else. And if you select two tags here, then the available tags are filtered further to only show those that have both of these tags assigned. Now it says up here, reminders that have all of the following tags. If I come down here and change this to any selected, of course I can see more because reminders don't have to have both of them. If I add home into the mix here, we've got another reminder added. Now, if I click again, the logic gets a little bit more confusing, but it does make sense. It says you can show me reminders that are either tagged with Death List, with this priority one, or do not have the home tag. So this tag here, waiting for, I've not selected it, but I have a reminder appearing here because it's tagged and the tag isn't home. So it meets the criteria. Same here for this online tag. I've not selected it, but because it's not a home tag, this reminder appears. Now, if I click on this twice, that reminder is now filtered out. I'm not online at the moment. I'm not at home, so don't show me any reminders with those tags. That said, the fact that I've asked it to show me high priority tagged reminders does supersede the fact I've asked it not to show me online ones here. Now, tagging can really elevate your reminders game, but I wouldn't suggest using too many, and it's definitely important to be consistent when you're using them. So here I've got some examples that you may want to consider. So this list here, this is a list of context-based tags. So what do you need to have in order to get the task complete? So can it only be done on your computer or on your phone? Perhaps it's a home task, or it can only be done when you're in the office. You could then select the tag in reminders and only see those reminders that you can actually do right now, filtering out the stuff that you can't. Then below that, you may want tags based on your energy levels, because there's no point trying a detailed thinking task if your energy levels are low. And also a quick wins tag can be nice. Can it be done in 10 minutes or less? Well, if so, tag it with quick win, and then when you have a small amount of time available, you can click on this tag to get a quick task done and feel good about yourself. You may want tags which are named after projects, so that way you can have just one reminders list, but tag them with the project names to filter them. And status tags can be useful if you want to identify reminders that you can action, items that you're waiting on from others, or perhaps just something that you might look at in the future, but not commit to, and assign it a someday maybe tag. Now, if you don't want the commitment of due dates, but you want to give yourself a landscape of what you want to do in a certain time frame, you can have time-based tags. And if you like the idea of the Eisenhower matrix, tag items based on a combination of urgency and importance. And then finally, again, if you want to have a reduced number of lists, you can tag items with areas of your life like health, finance, relationships, and more. There are lots of strategies available, and just like with anything, start out small and then let things develop as you find yourself outgrowing the system you have. Now, this section is going to cover smart lists, which pretty much represents the ultimate way of organizing your reminders. Now, we have some built-in smart lists at the top here. So today shows the reminders that have today assigned as the due date. We have an all-day one at the top, then the team meeting due at 2 p.m, then pick up Amelia at 8 p.m. there. Then any tasks that have a due date will sit in the scheduled smart list. So these still have today's reminders, but also we can see tomorrow's, then the next 7 days there. We've got a section for the rest of the current month, and then individual months are listed there. So all here will of course list all reminders, and then flagged shows the flagged items. And then finally, we have completed that is going to show all reminders that have been checked off as done. Now, all of these built-in smart lists can be sorted in various ways. Just right click, then come down to sort by and choose a sort order that suits the list or your way of working. Then you can also hide these lists if you don't make use of them. So I rarely need to see all reminders, so I can right click and then hide the all list, and it's gone. And if I want it back, I can come up to view, come down to show smart list, and you can enable it again in here. There's also an assigned smart list. So if you share a reminders list with someone else and you've been assigned a reminder, you've got a dedicated list to show them, but just select the missing list and it appears again. Now, the built-in smart lists are great, but of course, creating your own custom ones is even better. If I come up here to the new list button, then come down to the list type drop down here, you can select smart list from here, and this gives us some goodies to play with below. Now, let's say I want a list that only shows me reminders I can do when in the office, and it's high energy stuff that I consider a priority. I'll give it a color, so red for danger there, and an appropriate icon. Let's have a fire one, I think. Now, at the bottom here, we can choose which criteria I can select to form the list. I've got the all or any option here to filter based on all below options or any of them. And then clicking here tells you what you can filter on. So we've got tags, we've got date, time, priority, flag, location, or the list that the reminder is in. Let's go for tags. So to the right of that, I've got these 4 options here that I can choose from. I'm going to say it must have all of the following. So we're going to have office, we'll have high energy, and then next action as well. Don't give me stuff that I'm waiting on from someone else. If I click OK, I've got 3 reminders I can work on now, and you can see they come from 2 different lists. We've got work admin here, and then 2 in the project management list. And that's the beauty of Smart List. It browses your whole setup and then just filters based on what you need right now. Now, to edit a Smart List, just right click on it here, and the configuration window appears again. So if I don't need to worry about this list showing me high energy items and just stuff that I can do in the office right now, I'll choose this. And of course, I could have renamed the list too, but you get how that works. I might want 2 smart lists. I could have one for deep office work and just one for any office work at all. Now, I did put priority in the name of the list, but I didn't actually put in a priority filter. So let's do that. I'll go into the list settings. I'll click plus here to add another criterion. And down here, select priority. And this needs to be high. I'll click OK. So no high priority tasks that can only be done in the office at the moment. If I find a regular task here, and I'm going to promote this one to being a high priority reminder. And now when I go back to my smart list, I've got that item in there. So I'm just going to pause and create a few example smart lists that you might want to think about. So here I've created a smart list called errands today. So errands that must be done today. All of this criteria needs to be met. The tag has to be errands and the due date is today. And it's allowed to show overdue ones as well so that they don't slip under the radar. I'll click OK. And you can see that reminder in there. If I go to this parent list, I've got some more errands that need to be done this week. Now, if I'd rather expand my smart list out and see all errands due this week rather than just today, so that if I'm out and about and the item's available, perhaps I could save time by getting it. Well, I'll rename this list first to errands this week. Then underneath date, if I click, we've got a lot of options down here for customizing this piece. So a specified range would set it between 2 fixed days. And I don't want that. I want this to be within the next week. So a relative range here will always use today or the day that you view the list as the starting point. So in the next 7 days. Now, when I'm traveling, I can pull up this smart list and I can see today's most important one at the top, but I can also look at ordering the cake if I'm going past that shop or buying the balloons. Okay, this next example is a waiting for smart list. So it's just showing items you're waiting for from others. A really powerful list to check in with in the morning when you get to the office, perhaps. Just put it up and then immediately see all of the items you're waiting on from others and start sending out some reminders to people asking when you can expect to receive what you need. In here, we've got just two things. One of them is late and overdue, and the other one is due today. As you can see, I've used the notes field there to put in just little updates on its progress so that when I follow up, I can say it's been a long time because it was posted on the 5th. They may need to follow up with their courier or repost it. Using the notes field to post updates on your reminders is a great tactic. Next, we have a quick wins smart list. So simple. As I mentioned, I think earlier, if a task won't take long at all, maybe give it a quick tag there, and then you can set yourself up a smart list with all of the available quick wins. You may want to have dedicated quick win lists for work and for home so that you don't see items that you can't possibly action. But you know how to do that now. Go nuts. Now, I should just cover off some best practices I think are important when it comes to using smart lists. Firstly, don't create them just because you can create them. Only create them when you have a clear and specific need. Otherwise, you'll find yourself having too many and you'll start to create friction within your system. Always have just the ones that you need. And this leads into the next one here. Start simple and then add some complexity gradually. Perhaps a list that just shows 2 or 3 tags if you use them, or shows 1 tag from one list. Then start to build it up. Also, use descriptive names. Don't create a smart list that makes you scratch your head wondering what it was for. And also, if you use smart lists based on tags, you must be consistent with how those tags are applied. Otherwise, items are not going to be picked up by your smart lists and you'll start to lose trust in your system. And then finally, take a little bit of time to review your lists. You should regularly check and identify those lists that you use. Remove the ones that you don't use. If the lists aren't working as they should do, are you being too fussy with what's being shown or not detailed enough? And then whenever you have a clear gap, create a new list. If it's not doing what it should do, you'll identify it at your next review. But it's important to keep your smart lists refined because they can be the absolute core of your day-to-day working.